Okay. Hmm. That's working. Lovely. Alright, Twitch is getting an ad break. Just to disable pre-rolls and everything. I'm gonna finish up my bagel. My jaw keeps clicking while I'm chewing. That's probably not supposed to happen, but uh, hmm. Oh shit, it's the local primary today, ain't it? I should get in there and vote for that Abdul guy. Among other guys. I always vote in person, because the in-person location is down the street from me. It's almost less convenient to get the early voting thing. Oh, hey, did you? It's my state's primary today. I'm voting for a guy whose name I occasionally have difficulty pronouncing. He's Abdul Al Sayed. Abdul Al Sayed. I think I'm doing pretty good on that one. Usually I have to look at it to remember it. His politics are good. And he's from the local area, and from what I understand, there's like a very large Muslim Arab population in southern Michigan. So, you know, you're bound to encounter a few names that you're gonna have difficulties with. If you are like me and was not raised with those languages. Despite being in close proximity to them, I should know more of this. But no, I'm out here growing up in Whitesville. And like I say that, it's quite literally, I am related to like half of the people that live within a mile of me. Just because my family has centralized so much. Or half my family has. Mom's side is spread out. Dad's side, right here, baby. I always make the joke if I try not to fall in love with anyone locally, because there's like a 50-50 chance I'm related to them. And that's just in the back of my mind whenever I meet new people. Anyway, I have booted up the game, I am in the lobby, and I have realized that I didn't take my meds before actually doing that. So I should do that now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Peak. My name is Sol. I will be your host for today. And I am going to go ahead and take my meds. If you guys have meds to take, I recommend you do so as well. I will be taking mine with a Lost and Found Energy watermelon candy energy drink. And I'm a little stuffier today. I forgot to grab the allergy pill that I've been taking to clear my sinuses before coming back upstairs. So I'm just gonna see how it goes. We'll see. If I'm too stuffy, I'll just take it late. I'm also not taking the headache pills because I didn't wake up with a pounding headache today. So I really am starting to recover. Blech. Why I looked back there? What? I say I'm really recovering. I'm weirdly disoriented this morning, which I'm sure is fine. It's just my memory being weird. That happens all the time. Probably shouldn't be normal for me that my memory is just kind of weird sometimes. But it is, so, you know. We all have our burdens to bear. Oh, sick. Balloon Bunch is great to start out with. And normal balloon. Alright, half my bag is balloons. Sadly, did not start out with any food, but that's fine. Oh, I saw something on TikTok this morning that I wanted to talk about, but I totally forgot what it was. I'm getting a lot of political stuff this morning. I don't know if you could have guessed based on the fact that today is like a notable election day. Yeah. I've seen a lot of Zoran Mamdani on my feed today, which is weird considering that he is not even the mayor of a city in the same state as me. But Zoran's become like the face of a movement, so shouldn't be too surprised. It's just a little funny. And like I say that, there's the meme of like, people in New York will be shooting with their phones or whatever, and it's like, ah, damn it, this sucks. This like public infrastructure thing, this sucks. Hey Zoran, can you fix this? And then they'll like come back a few days later, and it's like, wait, it's actually been fixed? And the joke is that Zoran just keeps careful track of his feed. It's more likely that he's just going through and being like, okay, let's, allocate more funding to like roadworks and such. Make sure all these potholes get filled. But because of that reputation, for like, he's watching his feed, he's fixing things when New Yorkers say that, the moment New Yorkers say they're broken. And now people in not only other states, literally other countries are participating. I saw a fully Spanish language TikTok asking for Zoran's help fixing some local infrastructure. And it's like, man, what do you want Zoran to do? Not only are you a country away, you are a language away, sir. I don't know. Maybe Zoran knows Spanish. I wouldn't be surprised, but I guess America doesn't actually have a national language, so it wouldn't matter, right? Okay, it's worth a shot. Maybe Zoran Mamdani will ship out in the middle of the night to your small town in, like, the south of Mexico or whatever. Hold on. Because this is my half of the world, I should be able to name a country. It's not good that I can't name a country south of Mexico. There's a little cluster of them right there. I'm trying to think of any of them, but Panama? I think Panama's there, right? Let's go Panama. Your small town in Panama. Maybe Zoran is going to ship out to, elsewhere Panama and, like, secretly fill the potholes in the night. There's always an off chance. It does seem like something he would do. That sure is one of them. Hell yeah, I got one. I don't even remember all 50 states, so... Proud of myself. Fucking right. Also, hi, Ms. Lily. Building it up as, like, fucking, we must invoke the true name of the deity of repair. God of road infrastructure and transit. You must not speak his name unless there is need for his services. And the whole thing builds up to the reveal that it's Zoran Mamdani. We must uncover the seer's slate. It's a fucking iPhone that's dropped through like an interdimensional portal. Everyone's freaking out at this, like, magical artifact, and the players are just very much like, that's a fucking iPhone. Entire arc dedicated to finding the fucking TikTok password for this phone. Grand ritual. Zoran Mamdani, we beseech thee. Render thou divine aid upon us. Zoran walks in from stage left. Just like, that's just a guy in a suit. Cut to Zoran Mamdani sealing a fissure between fucking tectonic plates that was threatening to destroy the kingdom. It's like, oh. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I already have a fantasy organization for that. For that very specific. I just realized I already have a dedicated infrastructure guild for fantasy settings. It's the Prospectors Guild. That's what they're for! The egalitarian organization, which operates on, like, anarchist principles. Like, I literally have that. It's very fitting for me that I have already created an organization that fits these parameters. That does sound like something I would do. oh, we need to create a mythical entity to help fix these road issues. It's like, no, already exists. I spent a lot of time world building for them, actually. No, that's just the Prospectors Guild. I still don't. Have I ever gone through, like, full lore of the Prospectors Guild as I've, like, conceptualized it? Because there's the real-life history of the Prospectors Guild, but there's also the, like, fictional history of, basically... The idea with the Prospectors Guild is, you start out in a kind of bog-standard, fantasy setting. Then there is a unspecified disaster event. After said disaster, the Prospectors Guild, which up to this point has been a fairly traditional miners organization, finds themselves a group which is, you know, well endowed with a variety of resources, and they have a choice to make. And that choice is, do we hunker down and protect ourselves and our interests, or do we take a risk, use our, like, accumulated resources, and distribute that widely to see how many people we can help? And in every universe wherein that choice is faced, the Prospectors Guild is the one that chooses the egalitarian option. Sometimes the name is different, the exact profession, the whatever. But the, like, archetype of the Prospectors Guild is fulfilled by a otherwise, like, capitalist organization being faced with the opportunity to help people and taking it. And that is, like, the spirit of the Prospectors. It's also why, jokingly, I have said that, in the hierarchy of the Prospectors Guild, there is always a leader, regardless of how many people have had to, like, step down, because the head of the Prospectors Guild is always anyone willing to claim the title, basically. Like, it is anyone with a pickaxe in their hand and the spirit of communism in their heart. But yeah, I've built the Prospectors Guild as like a conceptual entity now, because I do that with everything I love. So we're at the point of the Prospectors Guild is a choice that an organization is faced with following a disaster event. Anyone who makes the egalitarian choice in this, like, scenario is the Prospectors. And if you don't, you aren't. Dang it. Can I just... No, I can't get it from there. Oh, maybe that'll help. Oh, that's not good. Shoot, my fire burned out. Dang it. I was hoping I could get the beehive and like cook the honeycombs. I do like the idea of making multi-dimensional organizations not by having one technologically advanced organization that like spreads through a multiverse, but by having like a recurring set of ideals which is likely to come up in certain situations. And it's just, yeah, no, every organization that made this choice is filed under this one category. Like they are all functionally identical too. It's like, yeah, the prospectors exist in a ton of different universes, because there have been a variety of organizations faced with the exact same choice and like placed in the same scenario and everything, and they have made the correct choices to become it. I think it's a cool concept. But yeah, no, it's a whole fictional organization whose primary purpose is, yeah, no, we do public works mostly. Like, the Prospectors Guild, in a lot of cases, serves as, like, oh yeah, this is, not even like this is the source of heroes, but this is a place where heroes can be tempered. Like, it is an organization with egalitarian aims that will lift up just about anyone who is willing to help. So it's always like a present thing where it's like, yeah, no, the prospectors, you can like use this organization as a springboard to do great things. But like the organization itself doesn't usually accomplish them. Can you hear that my sinuses are stuffed? Like, it's not nearly as bad as when I first started taking those allergy meds to help with my sinuses. But I can feel it. Yeah, the Prospectors are, in every universe, an egalitarian organization dedicated to, like, creating and supporting public works. As well as to various collectivist ideals. They're nearly universally founded by a wealthy guild, which at some point served as a workers' guild, who was faced with the choice of, okay, we have a lot, and we have an opportunity to help. Do we take it, or do we be selfish? Do we hunker down and protect our own? They're always equally justified in choosing either option, and the prospectors always pick to help people, usually at some risk to themselves. And they succeed as a result of that, and spin off into this large organization where it's like, oh, we do public works now. as the Prospectors Guild, we have like taken as our responsibility to aid the people of the world. And the means by which they do that is not like, you know, questing or whatever, but it is by like funding other organizations, and it is the construction of infrastructure projects and everything. It is to very obviously make the common person's life better in just little ways. And in the process, open up the, like, way, basically, for heroes to be born. The Prospectors are never, like, the saviors of the world. They are, in most cases, like, a background feature who have improved things generally, but are not necessarily, like, the direct facilitators of whatever, like, great change or whatever. But they are a large organization who is always willing to support the right side. That is how I have fictionalized and created the Prospectors Guild. There's also all of the light-based imagery, as like a consistent situation there is just spreading the light and everything. Which they do both in the metaphorical sense of we are going to help, like, pave roads and shit and bring the light of civilization here. We are going to, like, negotiate with the locals. We are going to stand up for whatever we believe is right. All of that kind of thing. But also in the very literal sense of when you are setting up infrastructure projects, one of the big ones is setting up a lot of lighting. The Prospectors do not just bear the light of civilization, but they also bear a shitload of, like, old-fashioned light bulbs. They come bearing the light of civilization, and also 800 carbide lamps. And the goal is always, we will step in and help you in the short term, and in the long term, we will teach you how to help yourself. And we will build all of this infrastructure, and we will keep it maintained for as long as we exist. We build the roads on which your savior will walk. On which heroes walk. That feels like a better phrasing. I feel like whenever I use the word savior, it is weirdly Christian. Even if I don't intend it that way, my brain immediately cuts to Jesus Christ every time I use the word. Like, instant. I don't even know how... Anyway. But yeah, whenever I write for the Prospectors, it's always, like... There is the general archetype of the organization, and as long as you are following that archetype, you can claim to be the Prospectors. One whenever I am writing it, the prospectors exist in a early industrial society or a late medieval society, where you are like coming into that industrial revolution era, wherein like everything is changing. And it is a key moment for, you know, people to act in order to change how things develop later. In our world, a lot of people acted to make things worse, but like, you know, in the various worlds where the prospectors exist, usually they are acting to make things better. Unlike Henry Ford, a man who I have heard so much propaganda about. Like, you wouldn't believe, as someone who lives in Michigan, infinity propaganda about Henry Ford. All of South Michigan is really just a set of infrastructure dedicated entirely to kissing the man's ass. Like, it's ridiculous. We have carefully engineered every city in the region to, like, fully just worship this dead Nazi. And I don't mean Nazi in, like, a metaphorical sense. He was alive during World War II, and he picked a side. It's not something you're gonna hear about in the Henry Ford museums. But he would give out anti-Semitic pamphlets with his cars. I'm not even joking a little bit. You open up your new Model T, and just in the, like, glove box, there is a little pamphlet talking about how the Jews are bad. And you're just like, I thought we were supposed to be against these guys as a nation. Heyo. So yeah, when I write the Prospectors Guild in every world, I think, what would Henry Ford do? And then I do the exact opposite. I hate that man so much. And, like, part of it is definitely just some, like, oppositional defiant thing of, like, I have heard this man talked up so much, and then you look into him, and he's an infamous anti-Semite or whatever. But, like, oh my god. Prospector stories set in that era, and very intentionally made to do the opposite of whatever that guy did. If you at home would like to write prospector stories, look into the history of Henry Ford and then make the opposite of that. I say that. He had some genuinely revolutionary ideas, you know, about, like, how to run a factory. His political ideas were genuinely fascist. Well, that's not ideal. Goodbye, anti-rope. I might die here. Well, the pins all leave your body at the same time. So if the pins leave my body before... There we go. Oh no. I was immediately pushed into another cactus. Okay, I'm not surviving this. I had a chance for a second, but then the tornado pushed me back into it. And I do encourage people to write prospector stories based on that prompt of the organization faced with a great disaster, which already has like great wealth and is given the choice to either save themselves or save the world, but like at a potential great cost. Like they can guaranteed save themselves or they can maybe save the world. And they choose to try and save the world and succeed. Because in the worlds where they fail, they never become the Prospectors Guild. In the worlds where they fail, it's just the end of the world. So the success is an important part of the story. If anyone wants to try and make a Prospector story of your own, super encourage it. Prospectors Guild, open concept. It exists across universes and can express itself differently. I will always write it in a specific way. You do not have to stick to it. I keep that like core of anarchist ideals. If your like utopian society works differently, write about it. I want to read it. I will engage with your theories in good faith. Exactly. The fucking Paladin Dogs parody of the Prospector's Guild. You know, as an alternative to Warrior Cats. The only things that I demand are in there are that like core, like that founding element, which makes an organization a Prospectors Guild, and the light imagery I really like. I rate it according to how I think an organization runs best. You guys write it however you think it should work. I want to read it. I want to see people sit down and speculate on, like, okay, I want to make the group that builds the world. You know? What does it look like? What is the like perfect egalitarian look like in your mind? Make the group that makes the world better, write about it and tell me about it because I want to see how everyone like manifests that in your brain. I'm no longer asking. Write prospector stories. Make your own versions of the guild. Dream of a world where everything is better. Take that dream, solidify it in your mind, and give it to the world. Because that is also a key component of making the world a better place. If you need a prompt, the Prospectors Guild is right here and waiting. All right. On that note, I would like to thank everybody who turned up today. I appreciate all of your viewership, and I will see all of you guys next time. Bye. And do remember that starting tomorrow, everything's gonna be okay. You just denounced it. Especially, I'm gonna vote later. Vote, by the way, if you guys are in a position to do so. I've got to vote later, and you guys should also vote.